Hi, beautiful friends. It's Leah Marie here with your weekly Oracle Pick a Card. And this week we are going to be pulling cards from the Medicine Animal deck, which is the first animal deck that I ever got. So I have a really strong connection with this particular deck. And our goal today is going to be to pop out a power animal for you for the spring season here in the Northern Hemisphere. And if you are tapping in from the Southern Hemisphere, this would then be going into the animal for your fall season. So really important for us to have guides that kind of work with us through the different cycles of life. So we are going to be pulling 3 different animals today that will be a general guide that can help aid you, first one, that can help aid you with this new cycle, with new beginnings, with change and transformation, and anything else that you guys might need at this time. So we are gonna, oh, and there's our next 2. So we're gonna just see what we get, and all these are gonna be taken in the upright today. So just position them accordingly here. And if you want any information about this deck, you want to get in touch with me or check out any of the other awesome services that I have available, all that info is in the description box below. So I do appreciate your support and checking that out and liking, sharing, and subscribing. Really appreciate everything you guys have been doing to help grow this channel. So I am going to go ahead and start with card 1. So we will just dive in today with the dolphin medicine. And so with this particular medicine, it is really strongly linked to life force energy, or mana, as often seen with the depictions of the dolphin. The dolphin is also coming through right away to speak of this energy of playfulness. So even the way it's depicted in this card, it's jumping out of the water. So dolphins are known for their very strong playful energy, engagement in community and socialization, and their ability to really traverse a great amount of water and distance. And so symbolically for us as humans, water is the element that is most closely linked to emotions. So the dolphin is coming through with a couple different messages for you guys today. So one of them is going to be that it's here in this new season to help you move really fluidly through the emotional waters of your life in a way that's inviting in more play, more softness, more gentleness, more of this ability to sort of make bigger leaps and bounds because you're not being held back, which may have been something you dealt with before, or perhaps you've been kind of in a slower cycle. I know for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, the winter is slower. So many of us have been slower. We've been spending more time inside. We've been in these more introspective places. And so the dolphin is really inviting in this movement, this picking up of energy, and really allowing it to start churning and expanding out of you. And so this is also a sign to me to invite more movement into your life, to invite more play into your life, and to really find things. I'm being really drawn. So on these cards, they have different symbols depicted down in the bottom underneath the animal. And I'm being really drawn to the one next to the feather here that looks like some kind of crystal. And so if you particularly resonate with crystals, or like working with or using crystals, taking crystal baths at this time, that energy is really standing out as something you might want to connect more with. Like, take crystals out, look at what you have, feel into them and how they want to work with you and help you in this new season and cycle. I've also been encouraging people lately to take their crystals with them when they go places. You know, don't just limit it to like when you're at your house before you leave. You can go feel out like, who wants to travel with me today and support my process, or be with me to help me move through any emotions, or to help ground your energy and to really help keep you in a place space where you're moving fluidly and in and with the flow. So if you're also somebody who perhaps in the past has picked one of the in the flow cards that kind of has been a consistent theme in our collective, this card is really tying into that as well, where they just go with the flow. So this is again another reminder to go with the flow, but to also call on the dolphin spirit to help you learn how to be more efficient in going with the flow in whatever way and however that looks like, or whatever that means to you personally, because that's going to be different for each of you, right? So with this, you can either visualize the dolphin energy to connect more strongly with it. You could watch programs on dolphins. You could do some Google searching. You can check out some just information about dolphins and the dolphin spirit, because I'm going to give you today's kind of the highlighted version. And at the same time, animals are always gifting us more specific energies for each of us as individuals. So I'm here to help open the dialogue with you guys and give you this beautiful being that wants to work with you. And now it's going to be up to you to communicate with the dolphin spirit, to engage with it in a way that's meaningful for you. And like I said, when we research them, oftentimes there'll be these really beautiful little keynotes that are like, oh, now I get why the dolphin was coming up and speaking to me. And so I will leave you guys with this one last piece related to this. I'm getting that mana, that life force energy. The dolphin's really here to help build your energy stores. So if you've been feeling tired, worn down, maybe things have been a little more challenging, the dolphin spirit's going to help you recoup energy so that you do have the momentum and the ability to move forward at a really beautiful and consistent pace that's very in the flow, which of course, is going to be slower at times and quicker at times. So it's also going to help you find your rhythm in what that looks like for you. And I'm hearing it's in relation to when to rest and when to work and when to push and when to, sit back and be. And so the dolphin can really help you work on your gauge of connecting with that divine feminine and masculine and bringing it into the most harmonious balance possible for you. So this is a really beautiful and powerful energy, and I am sending you a lot of love and light and look forward to hearing about how the dolphin and its energy is flowing through and helping you in your life. So take care, card one. Now we're going to switch over to card two, which is dog spirit. So really beautiful, strong energy of loyalty, companionship, unconditional love. This is a really strong and stable energy. And with this, I'm getting the sense of this animal coming through. So, this could be that you have a dog and this is encouraging you to connect more strongly with that dog. However, it's also encouraging you, whether you do or don't have a dog, to really connect with the grounded energy of the earth. So I'm being drawn to like the feather and the antler on the bottom. And so I'm feeling this sort of energy moving around you, and even the number on the card, so 14 is a very auspicious number, and at the same time it does break down to 5, and that's the more important number that I'm getting a resonance on today, where I'm hearing spirit saying 5, and 5 is the number of change and one of the numbers of transformation as well. So it's almost as though this airy energy is coming through with this new cycle, and the dog spirit is here to help you stay grounded. So as you're going through a change, whether it's the simple change of the cycle of the seasons, which can actually churn up a lot of emotion and energy within us, but it can be on a bigger scale that you are personally going through a transformation in your life right now that's making you perhaps feel a little bit out of balance or just a little uncertain, or anything that's, perhaps keeping you a little off kilter is what I'm hearing. So the dog spirit is really going to help show you the path to being grounded, rooted in the earth. And it's also going to be this loyal companion that if you call upon it, I'm hearing it's not just about helping you with whatever it is you're dealing with in this season change. It's also here to help you throughout your life, to teach you how to be stable, to teach you how to be a loyal friend, companion, partner, how to walk a path of impeccability in which you're living and breathing in your truth. And that's what's allowing you to actually embody the energy of unconditional love that the dog spirit has. So it is, if any of you have spent any amount of time with dogs, many of them, they just want to give love. They just want companionships. They want to be around us, kind of follow us where we go and be a part of things. And the beauty of this is that it allows us to feel that unconditional love through actual actions. So I mean, I've heard people say before, it's just like, dogs are much more loyal companions than people. And it's like, in certain ways, it is because they don't have to deal with the ego and the mind, right? Like we have all these other components that interject their opinions and their emotions with things. Whereas with the dog spirit, it's fully embodying this really pure essence of unconditional love. And that is within all of us as well. So the dog is coming through to really say, I can show you how to access that unconditional love within yourself so that you can have it for yourself and you can be that in the world and in other people's lives on a smaller scale. But really the grand purpose is for us to radiate that into the world as a collective. And so the dog spirit is one that can walk with you wherever you go. It can teach you the lessons. It can show you how to unlock that energy and how to step by step bring it into the physical reality. And so I encourage you to connect with the dog spirit, to talk with it. If you didn't grow up with dogs or don't have a whole lot of, personal experience, then I would encourage you to research it like I would any other animal that might be a little bit more obscure to your understanding or your wheelhouse of, oh, this is, what dogs are like, and these are their behaviors and things like that. So part of getting the connection in place with any animal and power guides is that we need to build a relationship with them. So whatever that looks like or means for you is up to you, how much ever you want to dive into that. Point being is that the dog spirit is really here to help guide you. And so I'm even just getting this visual that it just wants to walk at your side to kind of give you these little subtle nudgings, like maybe you want to take this path today. Maybe you want to reach out to this person today, to kind of guide you in a more subtle and energetic way to the choices and the experiences that are going to help you have the most fulfilled and beautiful next season of your life. And so really powerful energy to connect with. If you want to call out to a specific breed that you resonate with, that's cool too. I'm getting that coming in, that with dogs especially, the breeds will have more subtle characteristics that may be more applicable to you and how the dog spirit as a whole wants to engage with you. So do check that out if that resonates with you at all. In this case, I believe they're depicting what I'm pretty sure is a German Shepherd, which are very high level protection energy. And so with this particular card today, I'm saying it also wants to act as a protector for you. So if on any level there's an aspect of your life where you feel like you need more protection, or you're wanting to walk your path, but you wouldn't mind having an extra little buddy looking out and getting your back for you, this is, sort of that resonance. And I do feel it's quite beautiful. I never know ahead of time what cards are going to come out. And I did pull the wolf spirit, which of course is kin to the dog. And so the fact that this did come out, if you do resonate with the wolf as them being a descendant, they are energetically connected. You may want to do some research on the wolf as well. If on any level you have a soul resonance with the wolf and or dog to begin with, this can help amplify that for you. So I am super excited to hear how the dog spirit helps and works with you. And so please feel free to share and give me some info on how that unfolds. So thank you so much for picking card 2. Have a fantastic week. So we're going to go over to card 3, and one of my personal little favorites, very underrated but yet very magical, is the porcupine spirit. So I am just feeling immediately right away, one of the biggest keynotes with the porcupine is actually innocence. So this is flowing through in such a way that I'm getting this sense that the porcupine just really wants to help you tap back into your more innocent nature. So inner child, and when I say inner child, I'm getting the sense like 5 and under. So really when we're first super saturated in that innocent energy and able to embrace the world with wide-eyed wonder. So the porcupine is coming through to help guide you back to your own inner state of innocence, to perhaps even help bring you through some healing that will help restore any lost innocence as well, I'm feeling. So what some people you may or may not know this about the porcupine, but the porcupine are very friendly and very docile creatures. People can have really close interactions with them because they really they look at the world from this place of like innocence. Like if you maybe you've had an experience where you were around children, so children, they read energy and they feel that, but they'll often go up to people that they don't know because they're just in this state of experience. And so this is kind of how the porcupine is that it just wanders right up to places and different people, and it is really doing so from the space of it's not viewing life or existence as a threat. And yes, there are threats. So I do understand as I'm saying this that we do need to be aware, of course, of potential dangers. However, their energy isn't focusing on the danger, which of course we get more of what we focus on. So it's important to be aware of danger, but we don't want to give energy to focusing on the things that we think could or might potentially harm us, right? We want to focus on the things that are going to help support us, protect us, lift us up. And the porcupine spirit is coming through to say it can help really get you into a place of focusing on the innocence, focusing on opening up and becoming more vulnerable, where and with whom you feel comfortable. Now, sometimes that might only be one person, sometimes that's no one, and you might be in a healing journey where you're working on getting to a place of being able to be vulnerable. It's a really huge thing for some people. And I feel if you did select this card, there's likely some aspect either of healing taking place in this new season with your inner child, or you coming into a new sort of relationship with vulnerability and your own personal innocence and what that looks like to you and how you want to resonate that into the world. Like, what would it do for you if you could actually be vulnerable and share your experiences, no matter what those were, but do so from a place of heart grounded connection, loving energy. And so I'm just feeling into this, it's this energy as well. While they are very innocent and very vulnerable, they are also outfitted with a back full of protection. So the only really exposed area is going to be their belly or their chest. And generally speaking, unless they get flipped over, they are incredibly protected. And if you have ever had an experience of getting pricked with one of these, which I have because I do work with quills and things like that, and it's incredibly uncomfortable, and at the same time it teaches lessons. So anything that does mess with their energy, they're not doing anything back, but it's just this sort of energy of the harm comes to it and it's like, oh, it gets stuck, and then it's like, oh, that didn't feel good, I'm not going to do that again. So they have this really beautiful protection in place that does protect their innocence and vulnerability. And this is important to note with your own experience because they can show you how not only to be vulnerable and innocent, but how to feel completely protected and safe while doing so. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things is they can act as a guide to show you how you can open yourself up, but also know that you are safe at the same time, which is really important to a lot of people, especially on the healing journey. So, so excited to see other things that the porcupine wants to unfold for you. I do encourage people, if you don't know a lot about them, do some Google research or tap into meditating with the porcupine spirit and just seeing what it awakens within you, because it is going to be different for everybody and more personalized the more you connect with it and develop a relationship to see how it wants to help you specifically in your life. So, thank you so much for picking card 3 and have a wonderful week.